Welcome to Always Monday Night with your hosts Tina Bay and Chris K. Okay, everybody, how are we all doing today? Welcome to Always Monday Night. I am Chris K and my lovely host here, Tina Bay. How you doing, girl?
I am doing wonderful on this beautiful, chilly night in Maine.
Well, yeah, it's Philly. We're kind of chilly too. Like one day it'll be
Yeah,
50 degrees, and the next day it'll be like 70. Next day it's ridiculous. Anyway,
the
all
weather's
right.
being
So
bipolar.
yeah, it's definitely it's how it is here too. It's re. So yes, this is always Monday night. The reason why it's called always Monday night because wrestling was primary on Mondays back in the days, and we talk about wrestling 24/7. So therefore, we call it always Monday night because it's always Monday night for us. So it's always talking about wrestling. So how was your weekend? How was your wrestling weekend? How was this weekend?
It wasn't too bad. Raw was not too bad for once.
Yeah, Raw wasn't too bad. Remember SmackDown a little bit. What's happened on SmackDown? I'm just drawing a blank
SmackDown
on it.
was taped.
SmackDown
And
was
it's being
taped.
taped this. Yeah, it's being taped this week too because they're in the UK.
Are they really? Oh
Yep,
yeah. And apparently one of the pay-per-views is supposed to be in the UK.
I heard
Um,
that. It's not
yes.
going to be like a major pay per view like SummerSlam or anything, but I heard like one
I
of the
have
little pay
no
per views will be
idea.
there.
Oh, I
They
didn't see
haven't
it.
been there since like 1992, something
Yeah, it's
like
been a
that.
while. Yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, I think they're going in September, I want to say. I think they're going to UK
Yes,
in September.
I think
Yeah.
you're right.
But yeah, I saw today the schedule for the pay-per-views and it did not have a name for it yet. So we'll see what happens. They already used Super Show for Australia. I guess they would call it the Super Show. I don't know.
Super show.
Well, I think they can use a Super Show now because I think the AEW and the New Japan Wrestling is that they're joint. You see this joint wrestling now? Tony
Oh
Khan,
yeah.
Tony Khan not only does he have Ring of Honor, he's doing a joint pay per view in Chicago. Um, I think it's in June with New Japan Wrestling, which
Is that the one about knocking down the forbidden door?
yeah, I think it's called Forbidden Door. Yeah, I think it's called
Yes, that's
Forbidden
the one
Door.
I heard about too this morning.
Yeah, it's called. It's not. It's called Forbidden Door. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see what happened there. Um, interesting enough. The Usos did not make an appearance on Raw, which I thought they would have. The music
Mm-hmm.
did.
Mm-hmm.
And was it me or did it seem like Street Profits getting a little more aggressive?
They are walking the line between heel and babyface. They are
Yes, they
like a
are.
tweener.
They
I
are.
think they're gonna end up turning fully heel, fully to the dark side with cookies.
Yes, I think they are. I got a feeling they're going to switch. But then again, one of the problems with WWE nowadays is they don't have very good tag team divisions anymore.
Mm-mm.
They don't. It used to be back in the days was they had a bunch of tag teams. Now it's
I
Alpha
was a
Academy.
road warrior girl
Yeah,
back in the day.
I like the Road Wars. I like Legion of Doom.
Yes.
I was a big fan of actually growing up younger. I was actually big Bret Hart and Niho. I was a big
Yep.
Hart Foundation fan.
Heart Foundation.
Big fan of them when I was a kid. Um, but nowadays it's nothing compared to nowadays. It really isn't. It's very weird because you have the Alpha Academy, Street Profits, RK Bro, and then you have Usos, and then you have what's the guys' names are called that do the kissing now? I can't remember their names.
Oh, Los Lothario.
Ross Lothario.
Los
You have Ross
Lotharios.
Lotharios. Um, I cannot think of any more tag teams. Oh,
Everybody
the
else is just kind of thrown
what's
together.
What's Rude and Dolph Ziggler's name? Don't they have a weird name?
Oh, Dirty Dogs.
Dirty Dogs, yeah. Which you haven't seen since WrestleMania, which
Right.
I don't understand.
Because they're
And they
having
weren't
fun in
really,
NXT.
and it wasn't. Yeah, they're having fun with NXT, and it's interesting because now you're gonna unify. Now you're trying on the path of unifying the titles, and you already have Alpha Academy, who's kind of a heel. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
turn Street Profit heel. Looks like you might be a little heel, and then you have RK
I
Bro, which is the biggest babyface tag team they have right now. I mean, Usos, I wouldn't call them baby faces, but they're definitely over. But who else they have? Like,
That's about it.
you unify these titles, and you have what the same four teams fighting over 'em on
Right.
the two
And
shows.
it's just, I find it very, I don't know if it's good storytelling or what, but I find it very interesting how they threw RK Bro together and it stuck. Like, who would have thought Randy Orton would be in a tag team and be face? Not me.
Yeah, it's just I'm just gonna be unify the titles, and the same thing with unifying on the championship match. I mean, championship belts. Like, I mean, there's not really much competition out there. I
There
mean,
isn't.
really not. Um, but going to into the news, it's to the news real fast. Going into that with about the belt, one of my news things I saw today. I saw this one today. According, did you notice that Mr. Roman Reigns, the unified, undisputed
The undisputed Universal Champion.
world champion, whatever they call him, he's as of right now, as of taping this podcast, he is not scheduled for WrestleMania, Backlash.
Oh, I thought you were talking
So
about like
people are
next
thinking about he's
WrestleMania.
not going to be on the show, but according to Mr. Dave Meltzer, according to Wrestling Observer Radio's Dave Meltzer, however, WWE indeed planned to feature Reigns in the main event of the card. Quote, we are talking a couple of days ago about since they haven't shot any angle with him, maybe they're doing a pay-per-view without him. That is not the case. He is, in fact, in the main event. I presume they'll shoot the angle on Friday. I don't know that as a fact, but he is in the main event of WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view. And it says here, McIntyre could be a good choice. But it says McIntyre is the only wrestler on the SmackDown roster who is anywhere close to Roman's level, but is preoccupied with Sami Zayn at the moment. Most of the top Raw stars also have a direction at WrestleMania Backlash. Now, this would be interesting with Drew McIntyre, but yeah, the weirdest part is, yeah, like they even started, and I think Backlash is less than 2 weeks away, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's
Or
like
2 weeks,
coming
a little
up
over
quick.
2 weeks. It's actually it's Mother's Day. It's the 8th.
Oh, geez.
What is them putting on pay-per-views on like holidays?
On a holiday.
That
I
makes no sense.
know. It's so stupid.
But yeah, Drew will probably be the best choice. But like I said, he's already doing Sami Zayn. They already had a match last week, and then they had a match this past week, and now they're gonna have a match this week coming up. So I mean, they're gonna finish that and go right into Roman Reigns. Now, if Roman's part of the lumberjack match, which I doubt he would be.
No,
wouldn't
God,
make any
it's
sense.
below him.
Yeah. It'd be like, Undertaker when he found out he was in a ladder match with Jeff Hardy. He'd be like, why the fuck am I in a ladder match? He'd be like, why the fuck am I in a fucking lumberjack match? Get the Brooklyn Brawler back here. Let him be in a fucking lumberjack match.
Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
He should be in the Hall of Fame. But I don't think he would get in the Hall of Fame because he's like, but he was with the company for over 25 years.
Yeah.
He was behind the scenes guy for years. They let him go about 3 years ago, maybe a little longer. But yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was a talent scout, wasn't he? Wasn't he
something
a scout?
like that? Yeah, he was behind the scenes for years, and they let him go a couple years back, and it's a shame.
I always liked the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and Al Snow. Al Snow for Hall of Fame 2023.
That is
true.
Because
he likes head.
I didn't think about it. Stop. I forgot about Al Snow. He should be in there. He should.
I loved him on Tough Enough. He was just great.
One of my favorite promos was, I think he was like kind of brawling with the triple threat, which was in ECW, which was Bam Bigelow, Shane Douglas, and Chris Candido. And before it, I think he had a thing going on with Al Snow, and Al Snow was doing the head gimmick on the beach and this and that, talking blah blah blah. And he goes, he's yelling back and forth, and all of a sudden they cut the Shane Douglas. He goes, "What the hell is this?" I was just cracking the hell up.
He's funny.
But yeah, he really went far with that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Drew McIntyre probably would be the best choice. I mean, especially on SmackDown. I mean,
what I think is WWE painted themselves in a corner. They have made Roman Reigns so untouchable. Nobody's gonna beat him. Like, who can come back and beat that man?
I mean, people are coming out saying Cody Rhodes, but I got a feeling they're
Mm,
not gonna get. I got a feeling if they do, they're not giving them both belts. It's going to be a split. That's how the belt's going to get split. I think it's going to be some weird match coming down the line with on the pay per views, and something's going to happen, and he's gonna win. I think it's going to be a very weird match. So we'll see.
that's the whole thing that I really don't like about WWE is the entertainment factor. Some of this stuff just does not make sense.
Yeah, that is very very true. Um, Especially when we get to the high and low this week, we're definitely
Right.
yeah. So that's one article. My next article is your boy Pat McAfee.
Mm,
Yeah, love me some Pat McAfee. I think he's great. I think he was definitely a. I think Pat McAfee is definitely a new something different for wrestling.
yes.
I think I like him.
And he's not a typical heel commentator either.
No, he's not. Unlike Corey
Lawler
Graves.
or
Corey Graves.
Graves.
Yeah, it sounds like the same person in the seat. Really, even though it's nice to see Lawler doing a show again, but he literally sounds like Graves saying the same stuff. Like it's like,
Yeah.
come on, man. But anyway, according to a new report from New York Post, McAfee could be diving back into the NFL world. Reports states that McAfee is in talks to join Thursday Night Football team at Amazon. It is unclear what role McAfee might take on, but the commentary booth already boosts the talents of former Sunday Night Football colleague of Al Michaels and ESPN Kurt Herbstreit. Now, Al Michaels, that you don't know, is a big pull for them. To get Al Michaels, yeah, it's a big pull for them. In addition, there have reportedly been conversations about potentially airing his daily show, The Pat McAfee Show, on Prime Video. The report made it clear that nothing has been finalized in regards to the conversation. McAfee signed a multi-year deal with WWE back in December 2018. Since then, he has wrestled multiple times with the company and has mostly been at WrestleMania 38. So, I'm bringing this up because people that go to, like, if we have a Monday Night Football game, and games on Monday night, the commentators, whoever in the show, in part of the reporters and the commentators, are there early, or
Yeah.
they're like for the week, almost like if the game's on Monday, they're probably there Thursday before the game, and they'll talk
Oh
to
wow.
the coaches. Yeah, they'll do some research stuff they can come up with from talking to the players, and to talk with during the game. So if he's one of those silent reporters for Thursday, he's definitely got to be there on Mondays and Tuesdays. So his Monday any appearance on Raw is going to be out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do his show, but I think his show usually is on Thursday. I think his show usually airs on Thursday.
I hope he stays in WWE. I think
I
he's a
hope so.
very
And
bright light.
That's what I'm saying. I need to look some more information. It says a multi-year deal in 2018. It's already
Multi-years. It's been 4 years.
It's already been like 4 years. It's already 2018. So I wonder if his contract's up. And he might go back.
Well,
To
he
wrestling.
was doing the whole NXT thing for a little while.
Yes. Which I wasn't sure. Which I didn't know until I saw the Triple H interview. But anyway. But yeah, and then I saw this little.
Oh no!
You'll like this one. WWE superstars shouldn't have to worry about being drug tested tomorrow, as the company reported no longer penalize talents for the use of marijuana.
The devil's lettuce. I am very stoked about this. I read this too, and I was like, "Yes!" It's too bad Rob Van Dam wasn't wrestling. He would have done a cartwheel.
Fightful reporters that WWE stars haven't been fined or suspended for the use of marijuana in years. The company used to fine talents $2,500 for the use of marijuana. The report did add that talents are still tested for everything, but as for marijuana in particular, will no longer be fines handed out. Further, I read that people who were kind of were in favor of this was Randy Orton, MVP. Riddle probably, but
most likely he was suspended from the UFC because he was smoking pot.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the pot smoking, but I mean I don't think somebody should get fined for losing their job, especially now that it's legal. It's
And not
legal.
only that, would you rather see somebody pop a pain pill or smoke a joint?
Exactly. So that's why I'm not too much against it. It's fine. And $2,500, $2,500, $2,500. I don't care how much you make in a year. $2,500 is
Yeah.
$2,500. That's money that you thought you were gonna have, you don't have. I understand people. Oh,
Right.
he's making like $2 million a year. Who gives a shit? Like,
Two
I mean,
hundred and whatever, 2,500 is
I see people getting
2,500.
pissed off when they get $1 overcharge for a breadstick, and like, come on, man, like it's only $1. What the fuck? Like, but still, it's the same shit. Oh yeah, you should see some of the shit I deal with. Like, I swear to God, you put ice in my ice water. I didn't want ice in my ice water.
That's why it's ice water, you moron.
Yeah, well, okay. So I said to her, so you just want water?
You want water.
But yeah, so yeah, that's the bull. But yeah, so I mean, like, I'm not a big fan. I'll be honest with you, I've never done it, but I don't
Wow.
look down people. Yeah, never did. I don't
If I was married to your wife, I'd do it every day.
Shots
Sorry,
fired
Casey.
across the bow. Yeah, but it's yeah. Yeah, hold on.
Shut the fuck up!
Oh wait, wrong one.
It works for both.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, that's what I want to hit. But it's the wrong one. But no, I never did it. Never tried. I've been around it many times. I just never got into it, and I don't really look down on people that do it. It is what it is. It's their own thing, and I don't think anybody should lose jobs for it. I mean, you shouldn't be smoking. You shouldn't be high while you're working. Obviously, that's a different story.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, listen to the wrestling podcast. Like the guy in the black hat always says, like, would you rather be upstairs smoking weed and getting the munchies, or like you said, be down doing pill pops and getting drunk and driving around? It's a balance, And honestly, as much it's legal, it's almost legal in like 20
almost every state. Yeah, it's
Jersey,
legal here.
you can recreational buy it now in New Jersey. So it's like, come on, man, how can you find somebody for?
Well, Maine is we're still trying to get the recreational, because it is legally legal recreational here, but we don't have any stores that we can literally walk into.
The first store that's opened up today or yesterday in Jersey.
Oh wow!
I think it was today actually, because yesterday would have been funny.
Would have been hilarious again.
That would have been funny. Yeah, there would have been a grand opening like a son of a bitch. I'd tell you that boy would have made money the first hour. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny. I thought it was comical. And it's like, it'd be better to do that stuff. And so I mean, I thought you could kick out of it. I thought it was funny. So anyway, so
it is funny.
Yeah. So our highs and low, we have talked about our highs and low. We're putting our high and low of the week are getting put together, guys. Because what the fuck was up with that wedding on Monday or commitment ceremony or whatever the freak he said?
Commitment ceremony.
Commitment ceremony.
That was
absolutely
terrible.
Ridiculous. I was like, what are you talking about? I couldn't understand. You and me were going back and forth. I couldn't understand what the hell they were saying in the crowd that R-Truth kept trying to interrupt them and say, oh, let them do it. Let them do this. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Vince was in his ear saying, all right, let's roll it. Let's go faster, blah, blah, blah.
I think
it was weird. Like, it's just.
It was a train wreck. I think they sloppily put it together.
And I don't know what they were doing, what Tamina was doing with the swapping back and forth. I don't know what the hell was going on there.
That was really silly.
Yeah, I mean, I will say one thing. Tamina was looking kind of pretty.
She did. She looks good. She's built.
Yeah, she was looking pretty nice. She was looking nice. Dana Brooke, I love Dana Brooke. That's a different story.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, she didn't look too bad in there. So yeah, I just thought it was so dumb and like.
And then everybody and their guests got the 24/7 title.
And to me personally, it's again they're recycling things. We've seen many weddings over the years. We've seen Vicky Guerrero and Edge. We've seen the Chuck and Billy. We've seen
Lana and Bobby Lashley.
Lana and Bobby Lashley, which I absolutely hated, because we all knew she was Rusev and you knew they were married, and then you were about to release Rusev, and or Mero now he's being Mero now.
Miro, yeah.
You only gonna release him. Why are you putting him? I thought that was so. I thought that was such a rib on them. It was pathetic, and I kind of stopped
It
watching.
was.
Yeah, I wasn't really watching after that. And in the back in the days, you had the Stephanie McMahon with Tess wedding, which ended up being the start of that whole alliance, and that was pretty cool. But there was so many. I think wasn't Lita and Kane. Didn't Lita and Kane?
Yes.
Didn't Lita and Kane have that stupid ass wedding?
Yes, with
Style
Kane.
or something like that. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it was
it's
stupid.
so overplayed. It's once again like we were talking.
The best wedding though was the Ministry of Darkness when they had Steph right on the cross.
Oh yeah, you mean the symbol? They said no, it wasn't a cross. It was a symbol.
Symbol. Sorry,
Symbol.
symbol. That was crazy.
She looked like she was like 12. Like what the fuck is this shit?
She was like 16, I think.
Yeah, she was like 17 or 18. Yeah,
she was really young.
She was young, but yeah, she looks like she's 12. Look at her now and compare her then. She looks like
She's
12.
gorgeous.
And then
I think she's beautiful.
And then you end up that's told the whole like it was me, Austin. It was me all along. Shut the hell up, you corny. But yeah,
cringy.
Like the low. Like, I mean, the high part was funny. It had some funny parts to it. It was nice. Nice to see R-Truth out there. But to me, low part was
gold on the mic.
Yeah, to me, the low part was just like it was just like very sloppy, very back and forth. You didn't really get the jokes that were happening. It was just like, what's going on? Then of course again they did a back and forth the belt stuff, and then Dana Brooke ended up leaving with R-Truth.
R-Truth.
What?
It was really silly.
And Dana,
but I will say R-Truth was the highlight because he was so
highlight.
Funny. What was he calling Dana Brooke? Dana Brooks?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I think he did call Miss.
She's like, it's Brooke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's funny as shit.
I personally thought it was funny when Dana was with Charlotte Flair. Do you remember that?
Dana was with Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, Dana was with Charlotte Flair. Not like romantically, but she was like Charlotte Flair's protege.
Oh, I don't remember that actually.
I remember watching it quite a few years ago with my sister, and Charlotte was in the ring and she was a heel, and she was facing Sasha Banks, and she had tapped previously the week before. She had a match with Sasha and she tapped, so everybody was going, all the crowd was vocalizing, you tapped out, and she's like, and then Dana got on the mic and she's like, no, you deserve it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. It was very, and like they had another match I thought was kind of weird. They had Jinder Mahal come out of nowhere and have a Intercontinental Championship match, and
who won that one?
Ricochet, I believe. Ricochet won. Because I was saying, because like Jinder Mahal beat the crap out of the first couple minutes, and of course, out of nowhere, Ricochet wins the match. I'm like, what a surprise!
Predictable.
I'll tell you one thing. I was watching some of the AEW. I didn't watch all AEW Dynamite, but they started off with CM Punk versus Dustin Reynolds, or Dustin Rhodes, I should say.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Goldust.
He came out with all blue, and I can't. How do I say? It was nice to see, but it wasn't really great. It wasn't like over the top. It was like the old school kind of like playing off to the injuries of the match and stuff, because he kind of acted like he hurt his leg and he kept going after the leg and all that stuff. And it was nice to see him out there, but it was just like, to me, the way the match went, I felt like this was like his retirement match. Like this was going to be his last match, because when the match was over, he went over to hug CM Punk, kept hugging him and saying thank you, and put his arm around him. And then when he tried to leave, CM Punk grabbed him, and everybody was cheering. I'm just like, is this gonna be is this his last match? Like, because I thought it was kind of weird, because week before, 2 weeks ago, it was Christian Cage out there with, I think, Adam Cole, and it was like the upper tier guy of AEW fighting I want to say lower tier, but a more veteran. And I'm like, we're doing this again with CM Punk now. I'm just like, what's going on? And I just thought it was very, very weird. And like I said, I didn't really have a chance to watch too much. But then, Jake the Snake Roberts comes back a little bit. I got a little excited for that, because Wardlow beat the crap out of the Butcher, because MJF brought the Butcher out, who looked
The
like
guy that comes with the fork.
no. That's Abdullah Butcher. No, his name's the
Oh, oops.
Butcher. His name's the Butcher. He's like from something. He literally looks like he's from the Son of Anarchy TV show. That's where he's from. Looks like he's from. It's pretty, but he's a big guy, and because Warlow is a big guy, Warlow's got a pretty good look to him. He really does, and but Butcher's a pretty big guy, and of course Warlow won, and then MJF was in the skybox getting pissed, and then he went to Jake St. Roberts, and apparently they got somebody else to fight him now. He's some other big guy to fight him or something. But it's like Jake St. Roberts starts talking, people listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, only other interesting part I thought was really over the weekend with the shows were I didn't finish watch Dynamite unfortunately, but rough freak folks. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I really thought was interesting that really came out of was Street Profits looked like they're going a little more heel. And one more thing.
Correctamundo.
Someone it was correct about something that she called 2 weeks ago. And
that would be me.
It's going to happen. My partner in crime over here called it before we started the show, before anything, and said Miss Rhea Ripley returned heel. Now we did have a report about how she might be joining Edge's stable, but even before that, Tina was saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. And WrestleMania came along, and then the last match and this and that, and so yeah, and you saw it coming because as usual,
a mile away.
As usual, because we can't think of any other way to break up a tag team. Oh, let's just have them fight. Whatever. It's just whatever. But we'll see what happens.
I feel bad for Rhea and Liv because they're so much better than. It's kind of the same thing with Sasha and Naomi. I think they're better than the tag team titles.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It almost seems like they've taken a step back with Liv and Rhea and Naomi and Sasha.
But that's how it always is. We had a conversation last week about that. Was like how many people in the men's division you can say are previous WWE champion or Universal champions. They're all taking a step back. Like Sheamus was a WWE champion years ago, like maybe 10 years
Universal,
ago.
right?
Yeah, I thought it was maybe Universal. I'm not too sure. I know he was champion, and he's been a champion. He's been there. He's been like WrestleMania. He's got all those big titles. I think did he win Royal Rumble? I think he might have won.
I didn't see the one where he won.
I don't think he won. He might have won. But now you look at him. He's got this gimmick with Butch. And this other guy,
I know,
got Fight Club gimmick. I mean, this guy was your champion like 10 years ago. Now he's doing gimmicks. You got Finn Balor doing. I think Finn Balor losing the belt to Theory. That wasn't that big of a surprise. I mean,
that was a really good match, actually.
It was.
I think that
interesting.
I think that Theory is gonna be a champion one day.
God, I hope
he's got the look.
He
can take a bump. He said, I read an interview. I can't remember with who, so I'm not going to, recite it verbatim. But I read an interview, and he said that the bump he took at not Hell in a Cell, I'm sorry.
The Elimination Chamber, because I told you it was
the Elimination Chamber,
yeah. TikTok video. Yeah, it was a TikTok video, and somebody asked him, they were asking the wrestlers what your biggest bump, they were coming, and he came in and he goes, actually, Elimination Chamber was my biggest bump.
Yeah.
It was like one.
I felt bad for him. He went flying.
Oh yeah, he did, and it was
I would have been like, catch me.
And I think the reason why I dropped the Austin Theory stuff was because of Stone Cold. I really do think that's why I dropped it, which I understand. Because you think of Austin, you think of Stone Cold. So I can understand him dropping the Austin.
He hasn't even changed his gear yet.
At the same time, why did he even start with Austin? Because of Stone Cold. It's like you're not gonna have another person named Triple H. You're not gonna have another person named The Rock. You're not gonna have another person named The Undertaker. Why have somebody named Austin? Like,
right?
Why would you do that? But yeah. But so would you like to see Rhea Ripley in Edge's stable or not?
Yes, absolutely. I think this stable's coming together with kind of the Outcasts a little bit,
and
kind of like a Brood 2.0.
Did you see? I was gonna say, did you see that he referenced the Ministry of Darkness?
Yes.
I go, oh, this is working for 20 years now. I'm pretty sure everyone went online and said, yeah, this is the Ministry of Darkness, and so they're probably just like, all right, fuck it, they want to call it Ministry of Darkness.
Ministry of Darkness 2.0, or like I call it House of Edge.
House of Edge, yeah, House of Edge. But so yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, hopefully they do more with Rhea Ripley. Um, now that she's not doing that, but we're I don't know. It's the women's division, which is what we were talking about today, guys. The women's division.
Mhm.
So we'll get into that. But yeah, it's just I hope it's someplace. But I tell you one thing, I hope it's not Rhea Ripley versus Liv. That's gonna be
That
annoying
would be really
because
stupid.
it's gonna be Rhea Ripley just like Miss Nikki Ash all over again. Oh, and
Mhm.
kudos to Nikki Ash making an appearance at the wedding. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, I
You
know.
notice that?
And
I
the
was like,
superhero gimmick.
yeah, like I mean, seriously, enough.
I liked her better as Nikki Cross. I thought she
I
did the
loved her better.
crazy really
I loved
well.
her at Nikki Cross. They really screwed it up, but
I watched NXT when she was in NXT, and she was a crazy little bitch.
yeah.
She
So,
had a thing with Aleister Black.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, they had a storyline between her and Aleister Black, something about he was like the only one that could control her, type of thing.
Okay.
It was really interesting. They have much better storylines in NXT. Well, old NXT, not the new
I think the
NXT.
problem with NXT is it's more simpler because it's one show, it's
Yep.
one roster, and I think that's what makes it better. Now, I mean, now I can't. I heard how bad it is. I haven't really got a chance to watch it now. I'm going to start watching it just to get an idea because obviously I'm doing a podcast about wrestling. I should watch as much wrestling as possibly can. That would be the perfect thing to do. But yeah, I heard I've heard from people and I was saying ever since it got taken over by Bruce Pritchard, they start changing the 2.0 thing. It just wasn't good.
No,
Like I
I like
said,
the black and gold.
yeah, and like I said, as long as you have a Steiner being called Breaker, it's not gonna be good for me. Anyway,
No.
but anyway, so let's go into our topic of the week because I think my partner here might have some really good insight on this, and me too. Like I said, our show's gonna be pretty much basic. Talking about the shows, talking about some news and notes, maybe some news, and we're gonna come up with a topic in between pay per views and stuff like that. Obviously, probably next week or next time we'll have a different topic, but I know the pay per view coming up. We have 2 weeks for that, so
Yeah,
okay, yeah. So probably the week, not next week, but the week after will probably be our prediction show, and we're going to
that'd
show
be
you how
cool.
that. Then we'll show you how that works out, and then eventually we might have our special show that we talked about would be Wrestling Madness, which is a playoff bracket with 64 wrestlers.
Oh
We're
god, give
going
me
to
a
debate.
headache.
So we're going to debate. I got a feeling that's going to take a little bit. We may have to do several sessions and do one big show, but anyway, before then, our topic today is the women's division. And mostly we're going to talk about mostly the WWE Women's Division. AEW Women's Division is pretty good. Problem I have
It's
with
not a
AEW,
lot.
it's not a lot, but the problem I have with them is the problem I have with the AEW's Women's Division is they look a lot the same. They seem the
Mhm.
same. They're badasses. They can wrestle. Some of them are pretty good. Thunder Rosa is pretty good.
I was just gonna say Thunder Rosa is my
Thun-
favorite on AEW.
Thunder Rosa is pretty good. She's got a nice look to her, which I like, and she's good.
She
Everybody
had
talks
a
about
great gimmick.
Britt Baker, but I haven't seen
Oh
Baker
yeah,
yet. I've heard about her, but I haven't seen it. So
I'm kind of on the fence with Britt Baker.
okay, our deep dive is going to be more into WWE because the reason we're going more in WWE, and I'll tell you why. Because WWE several years back in 2018, their division was much bigger than it is today. They had a pay per view, Evolution. Evolution. I want to say Revolution. Evolution, because I think I said Revolution before. It's Evolution, and it was a big thing, great thing, and then ever since then it kind of died out.
Mm-hmm.
Because looking like I said, there was 40 females, 40 ladies on that show, and only 19 are still around. One's questionable because one of them is Alexa Bliss, and even then, Alexa Bliss was a manager. She didn't wrestle.
Right.
I think she was.
Yeah, she had the concussions.
I think she was nursing an injury.
Yeah, it was her concussion.
So
I watched that expose on it.
Now, most of the ones that weren't on the roster now, obviously, are Hall of Famers. They brought a lot of Hall of Famers back.
Mm-hmm.
But the only ones that are still that aren't there are not. I only mention the Hall of Famers. Alicia Fox, Nia Jax.
She's a Hall of Famer.
Nia Jax, Amber Moon, Tony Storm, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, they're gone. Peyton Royce, Billy Kay, they're gone. Lana, she's gone. Well, I think Lana was gone when she was still there. I think she was gone. Then you
Yeah,
have the Hall of Famers, which was Trish. You had Trish Stratus, Trish
Lita.
Stratus, Lita, um, Ivory, Michelle
Right to
McCool,
censor.
Tori Wilson, Alondra Blaze, Kelly, not Hall of Famer, but she's legend. Molly Holly, she's a Hall of Famer now.
Hmm.
How do you say it? Maria Canelia?
Canellis.
Canellis. She was actually in the Battle Royal, which
Yes.
we had. And then you had everybody else who was there. And from my understanding, the Rhea Ripley match was a dark match for the pay per view, which I did not know. Which I read that.
Really?
I'm looking at it, and I don't think she was on the show. I think it said it was a dark match. I watched the Tony Storm match versus Io Shiri. Shiri? Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, Io Shirai.
Io Shirai. Yeah. Sorry, I can't pronounce names. Leave me alone. I'm editing that out. I don't care. I watched that match. That match was interesting. And Tony Storm had a very good look to her. And it's a shame because apparently she quit. She walked out.
Yes.
Yeah, she
Yes.
walked out.
Tony Storm.
Yeah, Tony Storm walked out.
Yeah,
quit.
she walked right out in the audience, took her shit, and flew back home.
Yeah, she's not going home and not come back. And I think she was supposed to be in wasn't she supposed to be in one of those Survivor Series match with the females, and then all of a last minute they took her out or something like that?
No, that was
Before
Aaliyah.
Oh, Leah. Yeah, you're right. It was Aaliyah. Okay. But yeah, she's got a good look to her. I don't know what happened there. It was
She
a good
does.
match. It was a good match. The Evolution. I don't know. The other match I thought was really crazy was I think the first match was Trish Stratus and Lita beat Mickey James and Alicia Fox, and Alexa Bliss was their manager. I thought that was crazy. The fact that the first match. Yeah, Becky beating Charlotte Flair.
That was the last woman standing match, right?
Very good, very good. Now remember, I almost share my notes with her, and she knew that one for hand. That's my.
I do. I right off the top of my head.
Shayna Baszler defeating Kairi Sane.
Yes.
That was for the NXT Women's Champion. It was the first time the women's NXT Championship was on a pay per view.
That was great. It was a good match.
First time, yeah. The one interesting match I thought I want to bring this up is Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya defeated Ruby Riot Squad. The Riot Squad.
Yeah.
Ruby Riot, Sarah Logan, and
Liv Morgan.
Obviously, Liv Morgan's still there. Sarah Logan. I think Sarah Logan went to get married. I think she went to have kids. I think that's why she's not really.
Yeah, she had kids.
I think she's married to one of the Viking guys. I think.
Yes, she is. She's married to Eric.
Yeah, and Ruby Riot now is Ruby Soho in AEW, which I like. I think she's adorable. I love her.
I love Ruby too. I just don't like her hair color.
I love her. I love the short. I like girls with short hair, so I love.
I just don't like the hair color.
I don't care.
Green.
I love it. Yeah, green. I don't care. It's perfect. Beautiful. Short hair. I don't care if it's orange. I love it. But I mean, there were some interesting matches. But the thing about that match I thought was interesting was Michael Cole made a comment about the Riot Squad being big impact players in the future of WWE. And now two of them are gone, and Liv Morgan's in the middle of
on her own. Yep.
Yeah, it's just weird how quickly it came down because Women's Division was so great. They literally was they had such a push at the time because they had all these crazy matches. They had the Hell in a Cell match. They had the first Women's Royal Rumble was awesome. It was so well done.
Yes, it was. I thought though. Yes, the Royal Rumble that Asuka won, the first one, right?
Asuka won. I mean, Asuka won was a little shocker, but that's that swerve I had to do every once in a while.
Yeah. I was a little more annoyed that Ronda Rousey came out and took away Asuka's moment.
Yes.
I thought that was BS.
Oh yeah, of course. It's absolutely BS. It's just and then you have Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella was for I think was it for I think it was for the
it was for the championship, and that's when she did the double Piper's Pit.
Yeah, it's just but I was watching the Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. I saw a little bit before the match started, and it was reversed. Charlotte Flair was kind of the face, and Becky was more of a heel. Now they're both heels. And it was just weird. Charlotte's just going. It's just weird to see Charlotte the way she was because I'm not a big Charlotte fan. I'm really not. I like Charlotte, but I like Charlotte as a wrestler, but I think she can do better. I think she can be more better for herself. It's just very annoying. Her attitude just turns me off to her. I don't know why.
Hmm.
It's just I can't explain.
And
I
it's
get
not
very
the
turned off.
kind when it comes to Charlotte coming out and people are booing her, they're like, get off our television screen.
Yeah, I mean the way she was no, but the way she was the last couple times on SmackDown, that's fine because that's how the heel is. So that wasn't fine. How she goes to the crown, that's fine. That's how a heel is. But like like I said, name some of the people that are on the show anymore. It's just weird because now Peyton Ross and Casey Lee and Billy. I don't think it's Billy Kay. I think it's Billy something. They're on
Her
Impact.
real name is Jessica Billy Kay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Jessica something. That's right. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
Jessica K, something like
That's it,
that.
Jessica K. Yeah, because now they went to Impact. So they went to Impact. They won the tag team titles at Impact,
Knockouts, yeah.
knockout titles at Impact. And now you had Mickey James go there, and she won the women's knockout title, and then she brought
Yeah.
it back for Royal Rumble. Well,
That was cool.
the interesting part about that is they let her come back to Royal Rumble, which is pretty cool. 'Cause that's the Forbidden Door I talk about. And apparently they asked Peyton Ross and they asked Billy Kay to come back. They told him no. They said no, we're not in shit. Damn
Wow.
right, I want to come back. Get
Yeah,
out of
I
that.
would say the same thing. I'd be like, you cut me? Well,
Yeah,
sorry.
no.
I wouldn't have come back if I was Mickey, especially after they put her crap in a trash bag.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't understand.
I would
how
have
she
been
came
like,
back.
double bird.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. But like, it's weird. You see some of the names that were on this show that were just like crazy. Like some of the girls that were in the Battle Royal were like Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, I think Dana Dana Brooke, Naomi, Carmella, Asuka, Tamina, Selena Vega. And this girl actually
Selena
left.
Vega.
This girl actually left and came back 9 months
Yep.
back, and then now she's Queen of Vega, which is pretty good for her. I like it. You know, uh, some of the I'm trying to think of people who are in the Rumble. Amber Moon, Amber Moon was
Hmm.
the last one who was eliminated by Nia Jax. Nia Jax actually won the Rumble, which I thought was kind of weird. Then you had like, of course, you had the Molly Holly, Kelly, Tori Wilson, McCool, Lana, Ivory, all those people in the Battle Royal, which pretty much didn't need to be in Battle Royal, but it's nice to have a little women on there because obviously it's the first time, which is good. And I
Yeah.
really thought there was gonna be a second one, and
I did too. I was
this is
really
2018,
disappointed that
and
they
this is
dropped the ball on that.
yeah, and now it's 2018, and you got some of the big players that are still on this list. They're still playing, like Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey's back, Charlotte Flair. You got what we just said, Rhea Ripley. You said Oscar. You said she's injured. The biggest question is
Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans was not on the show.
No.
She wasn't on the show.
Oh, that's right. She was. That's right. She debuted in Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No, that's fine. You're fine. She was not on the show, but going to Lacey Evans, going to Alexa Bliss, what are you gonna do with them next? Like, what are you really gonna do with these girls? Because you made Flair like unbeatable, unless she loses to the I Quit match, which is a possibility.
Yeah, we'll see who gets beaten up more.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see Charlotte win. I don't see Ronda losing the title match at WrestleMania, and all of a sudden winning it at Backlash.
Right.
I don't see that. I mean, it's a possibility. It's a strong possibility. But like I said, most of the times the belts don't really change hands. They only change hands on certain pay-per-views, and Backlash is not one.
Like SummerSlam,
WrestleMania,
WrestleMania,
Survivor Series,
Royal Rumble.
Backlash was not. Backlash was usually the WrestleMania rematches and just stay the same. I know.
Yeah.
The biggest one was like the biggest one was the triple threat match with Chris Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, and they all thought after Benoit won at WrestleMania, they all thought he was going to lose it at Backlash, and he didn't. He kept it.
Who? Which one? Benoit.
Benoit. Remember he beat Shawn Michaels and Triple H?
No.
Win the title at WrestleMania 20.
Oh, what year was that?
Whatever 20 was. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
20.
I probably wasn't watching it.
It was probably 2004.
Nope. I missed it by a year.
Yeah,
I stopped watching in November 2003, and then I picked back up in 2016.
The first one, he had Triple H submit, and then Backlash, Shawn Michaels said, "I'll do it this time," and he had Shawn Michaels is man. I'm almost positive they took turns, and they had no problem doing it. They had no problem. It's the
Putting
scary
him
part.
over, yeah.
They had no problem putting him over. And now, if you look at things how it is, hindsight 2020, it's scary.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I was a
I
big.
I did watch it briefly when that whole thing went down with Benoit, because I saw it first thing on YouTube and I was like, no way.
Yeah,
And then it was all over the news and I was like, holy crap, this is so surreal.
yeah, but like I was saying, it's usually the rematches, and usually the rematches they don't lose. So I don't think you're going to go into the females will go in there and lose that title. I don't think she's going to have the title, and like I think it's going to be some kind of squash thing, and neither of them give up because
Yep.
like you can't have Ronda give up. And
No.
after you just put up Flair, you got to have Flair give up. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that match. I think it's going to be a very interesting match.
I would die if they did like a disqualification.
Yeah, well, you can't. It's a I quit match. There's no
I
disqualification.
know, but I'm saying like which pay-per-view was it that the Fiend faced Seth Rollins and it was a DQ?
Yes, he in the Hell in a Cell match with DQ.
Yes.
And apparently, that's I think I don't know if we were talking about one of the shows where we talked about before that. Apparently, Sean Walton pissed off the WWE
Yes.
because he was watching. They were doing some kind of watch along, and he was like in the thing going, "How you do a DQ in Hell in a Cell? It makes no sense." Yeah, we'll kind of see what happens with that match, and hopefully it'll be a good match. But yeah, like the DQ, yeah, I mean, I hope not. Yeah, I agree with you. It better not be a DQ or some kind of that's what I mean, a squash. Just like something's going to happen, or
Yeah.
both of them get knocked out or something. But I don't think it's going to be a DQ because, I mean, let's face it. I mean, we had an I Quit match with Mankind. Look what happened with that match. Jesus Christ, handcuffed behind his head, smacked over the head 20 times with the chair. Yeah.
Oh, and I wonder why he's got problems.
Yeah, you wonder why. Poor bastard. Anyway, but the second thing about the women's division I want to talk about is you got so many women coming back. Like you said, Lacey Evans is coming back. You got Alexa Bliss, who is up in the air. You got Bailey, who's making a bunch of like Twitter pictures and stuff of her watching wrestling, ready to come back. What are you gonna do with these women? Like, what are you gonna do with them? Because you're not doing much with the women they have now. Like,
No,
you're
they're
really
not.
not. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It really is.
We really need to get creative off their butts and start making better storylines for these women.
And the other thing is, like, to me, like,
it's all cookie cutter.
Yeah, and like a lot of women, they disappear very easily now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happened to Aaliyah?
I know, and she's got such
she's on the website, and she's still a current WWE star, but I haven't seen her in a while.
They probably don't have anything for her for because Natalya went down to NXT. Did you hear about that?
I saw that. Yeah, Natalya was going down. Yeah, I saw that. But she's
got to help out the new kids and put them over,
which is fine. But like, you had Aaliyah up there doing that world record bull crap for like a week.
That was kind of cool.
Before WrestleMania, then also he just stopped doing it. It's just like, okay. But
let's just drop that storyline.
Yeah, they've been known to do that stuff, dropping storylines. Like, it's just, I mean, the women's they have a lot of women's wrestlers. Like, if you look on the page, but most of them are NXT.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of women. Some of the women's names on here, I don't remember. I mean, like Doudrop. What are you gonna do with Doudrop? Like, come on.
I know she came in hot. She had title matches.
She could move a little bit even for her side, which is good. Because I mean, I like seeing people.
She did when Bianca Belair put her in the KOD. I thought that was, and she helped her too. You could tell was trying to crawl up the rope, so she was on her back.
Well, it's like they always say: if Andre the Giant didn't want you to slam him, he wasn't gonna let you slam him. So obviously, yeah. But it's just women's division. It was fun because they used to do they used to have the crazy matches. Now, granted, they're gonna have the I Quit match, but Hell in a Cell. They had, I mean, NXT version of them were so much better.
Yeah.
But then they come move up from like whatchamacallit and like, you know,
they get lost.
Yeah, they changed their names. Like they changed remember we were talking about the change. She did change her name. It was Gonzalez in NXT. It's Rodriguez.
Now it's Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, which I don't understand why you change your name like that. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, because her first name's still Raquel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. But then you have somebody like Nikki ASH. Nikki ASH was like primo like badass, and then all of a sudden you give her the Molly Holly stint, and she just looks ridiculous. And like the one, I'll even say it, and it was funny as hell. I've said it myself, and like Jim Cornette has said, like it literally looks like Rhea Ripley's fighting with her little sister at Halloween.
Yeah.
It's really that's what it's like, and he's absolutely right. It's a good comparison. It's just like so scary. I mean, they brought back Queen Zelina. They brought back Zelina back. That was pretty nice. After they let her go, and when she came back, I was pretty surprised. That was nice.
Yeah.
Because obviously
she's really pretty too.
She's very pretty, especially with Andrade. Everything going on with Andrade.
She was in I don't know if you've seen it, but Wrestling with My Family or Fighting with My Family. Sorry.
Yeah, she actually played. Yes, she actually played AJ
Lee. AJ Lee.
She played AJ Lee in that, so that was pretty cool. But the problem with that
was.
movie was how that match started. It's not how it happened.
Not even how it happened. Yeah, that's one of my favorite Raw segments, actually.
Yeah. The other thing, what happened to Shotzi? Where's Shotzi at? Shotzi was nice.
Oh my God, you're right. Because she picked the fight with Sasha Banks.
You got Tamina, who is a powerhouse, and Tamina is doing wedding skits. Like, come on, man! Like, it's ridiculous. The women's division isn't what it used to be. I feel bad. Like, I really do. And there's a lot of women in NXT. That Zia, what's her name? Zia Lee.
Zia Lee.
That fake ass Chun Li wannabe, Mortal Kombat wannabe. What the hell kind of? Oh wow, way down the list. I mean, what the hell is up with that bullshit? Like, there were so many. And the other thing is, the women's division is so bad. Is like they keep bringing back veterans. They brought back Lita, who had a pretty good match, but you bring back Lita, and it was just a bad finish. Like, she does a swanton on her and the twisted face, and she's still kicked out. What the fuck? Like, even I think the Undertaker actually wouldn't kick out of that shit. But like, are you kidding me? Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, it's just I don't get it. Like, the women's division used to be so good, and they had National Evolution were pretty good. The Mickey James and Alicia Fox versus Trish Stratus Lita is actually pretty good. That was actually
it was. It was the curtain jerker, if I remember correctly.
Curtain jerker. I've got to Google that when we're done. See what that's actually there. Put that in my Google machine. But I don't. I think because of one, you don't even have 30 women to do the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I think, like I said, out of the 30 Royal Rumble contestants, I think 12 of them were people who aren't on the active roster.
Right.
That's sad. That's crazy.
They should be filling that ring up with girls who are currently employed by the WWE.
Yes.
And are active members of the roster.
Especially when you know pretty much there's always a good chance you know who's winning the Royal Rumble. We always know.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. You always know who wasn't going to win the Royal Rumble. Whether who won
the
Royal Rumble.
The NXT girls.
Yeah, the NXT. But you always knew who wasn't going to win the Royal Rumble. You know, every time you look down the list, you know who wasn't going to win the Royal Rumble. You know, you always win that bet of who's not going to win the Rumble. But, like, you know, Rhea Ripley can definitely move into that role against Charlotte. Definitely move that role against Becky. Well, not Becky now, Bianca. Did Rhea Ripley won the belt from? No, not Bianca. Didn't she win the belt from somebody? Was it Bianca?
No, Asuka.
Asuka. She beat Asuka. Okay, she beat Asuka.
Yeah.
Really, she beat Asuka. Wow.
I know. I think Asuka gets this shit into the deal all the time.
And then Asuka wins the belt because Becky had sex. That's kind of funny.
Yep.
I know.
Seth Rollins put another one out of commission.
I apologize. I'm just joking. I know that came off wrong, but I'm just joking. It's fine.
You know what, though? Seth Rollins, not the first time he's put someone on the shelf.
What do you mean by that?
He's hurt a lot of people.
Oh, he hurt
in
Sting.
Wrestling.
Yeah, he messed up Sting, which pissed me off big time.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion,
fucked him up.
Hey, I'll even move the mic to my face. My opinion, Sting should have ended the streak.
Yeah.
Not Brock Lesnar, who's already been over for many, many years.
Yeah, I agree.
That's another story for another day. But the other thing is, the women's division is also another of who has champions, because if you count the Divas belt, a lot of them had the champion. I mean, I know Naomi
that was the ugliest belt I've ever seen.
That was pretty.
It was pretty ugly.
The thing I hated about that was I felt bad for the women, because the Divas. If you say Divas, I think of like Sable and like Sunny, and like maybe Trish Stratus, maybe Lita. But then you bring these girls in and have their own division, and you still call them Divas. It's like, come on. They're wrestlers.
And they couldn't wrestle.
Superstars. Some of the later on, the later on they could. There are a few that could not wrestle. There are a few, like
AJ Lee, I thought was a great wrestler.
AJ Lee was good. I mean, I know she's in a new. I think she's in another program. I think she's in a
Women of Wrestling or something
women
like that.
yeah, women wrestling WOW or something like that. I never saw Marissa. What's her name? Marissa, Mrs. Wife.
Oh, Maurice.
Maurice. Oh my God, I can't pronounce names. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not good today. But yeah, I never saw her wrestle. Was she a good wrestler? Was she good?
Pourquoi? She was okay. She was a diva.
I was gonna say.
She was used to 5-minute matches.
Oh, another Goldberg. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She'd be like the Undertaker when the Undertaker goes. But do you ever see the behind the scenes when Undertaker would wrestle? They'd have to put him in a golf cart and he'd be sucking on the oxygen like.
Yeah.
That's what friggin' Maurice was doing. I'm telling you.
Lacey Evans is coming back. She's doing vignettes, so that could be interesting to see. Lacey Evans.
Yeah, I think she's coming back as a face.
Oh, she definitely. Oh, yeah, she's definitely coming back as a face. I wonder if her story is true. Or making. I hope they're not making this up. I hope if that's her voice, if that's her real story, I'd be interested.
My girlfriend said the same thing. She said, "I hope this is her real story, and then just not feeding her lines."
Because people thought like, what's his face, Roman Reigns with his cancer and coming back. People thought, oh, this is over. It's a fake. It's a work. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's no way how a superstar will go, yeah, you're giving me cancer? Yeah, no problem, I got this. Give me the mic. No, I'm like, no, dude, I'm not doing that stuff. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I think he has a little more integrity than to do that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like, knock it off. But, I mean, I'm looking over the women's roster as I'm looking here just to give an ideas, but, like, it's just, like, I just don't see it. Like, Dana Brooke is fun with the 24/7 belt, but it's not just Dana, it's just not just Dana. It's also R-Truth, who's hysterical, brings funny to it. It's one of the reasons why he's still with the company, because apparently it makes Vince McMahon laugh his ass off all the time. So that's why he's still with the company. But he's more of a comic also, and it's funny. And
he can move for a 50-something-year-old guy.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good still. Brock Lesnar.
Black don't crack.
Brock Lesnar is still on the roster. Oh, interesting.
Is he really?
Yes, his name.
He's a part-timer, though.
Yeah, he's a part-timer. Yeah. So that's one of the things why I can't stand Brock as a part-timer. Like Carmella. Yeah. Do we really need Carmella in the women's division? Like, come on.
She's a safe worker.
She's got to be a safe worker, but she's so.
And the only reason why she's still there is because she's banging Corey Graves.
That was. Don't get me started with that shit. Asuka, where the hell's Asuka at? I mean, come on, let's bring Asuka back.
She's injured.
Yeah, she's injured, but we need to bring her back. But then again, what are they gonna do with them? Like, I don't see anything.
They're gonna have her lose to Carmella again. That was a miscarriage of justice right there.
What was it? What was the one match, like, she had the belt and, like, didn't she, like, have a match with Charlotte Flair? So was that the Charlotte Flair and
yes. It was when Charlotte Flair was face. Yeah,
it was Charlotte Flair, Asuka, and her, Carmella, right? Wasn't it a triple threat match? And Carmella won that match. Jeez.
No, that was the triple threat on SummerSlam, but it was before that. She faced Asuka twice, won twice.
Okay.
And then she faced Charlotte Flair, and she beat Charlotte Flair on SmackDown. I want to say.
Oh wait, didn't she use the Money in the Bank to get it? She used the Money in the Bank to get the belt, didn't she?
No, well, she had the Money in the Bank contract. That's right. That's how and then she cashed it on Charlotte as soon Charlotte as Flair. She cashed it on Charlotte because the God, I want to call them the frickin' Inspiration again. The Iconics made their debut. Yeah. That's right. And she beat her. And then she lost it to Charlotte at SummerSlam. And that's when Becky turned heel. And everybody loved it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
They all cheered while Charlotte got her butt kicked.
And the funny part is, folks, is like Tina, you have notes in front of her. She's calling this out. I got a piece of paper here, and I still don't know what the hell's going on.
I've got a photogenic memory sometimes.
Do you really?
Sometimes. If it's about a subject that I'm interested in, I can memorize pretty much anything.
Yes. The funny thing is, one part of the roster is right here with the 4 women right here, which I think is interesting. Picture Rhea Ripley, but the names are Asuka, Bayley, Becky Lynch, and Bianca Belair. And Bayley, I mean, you could probably bring Bayley in and go against Bianca Belair. That would be good one. That'd be good. I'd like
Mhm.
to see that. That'd be good. But as usual, you ever
Are you ever not going to fall for that?
that's probably not going to happen, and but of course they're going to build up because I thought I thought Baylor was going to show up after WrestleMania, and
I did too.
She still has not shown up yet. Maybe she's coming at Backlash as interference. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe she's coming back. Maybe she can team up. I'm trying to think. Maybe she can team up with somebody going against Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Naomi, you're
And
right.
start
Maybe
that
she
rivalry
will.
again. I'm sure that's what they're thinking right now because they love to keep recycling stuff. Keep doing stuff over and over again. Remember, folks, the King of the Ring match, the Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker and Mankind. I think that was like the 5th time they fought each other on pay-per-view. But
Yeah,
um,
but it was iconic, that Hell in the Cell. Oh my God, he's broken in half.
yeah. That's really, and then not being mentioned in the Hall of Fame speech. That's a different story. But
Yeah, that's for another day.
Let's keep this.
We'll call that one the miscarriages of justice.
Yeah, pretty much. But of all the women that we've just been talking about, who do you think Ronda's going to take the belt from Flair? Honestly,
I can't see it.
I
know they want to because Ronda's only going to be short term. I think she's only doing this for another year and then she's going to be bye. I think the only reason why she came back is because she was under contract.
Yeah, I remember something about that she still had a year left on her contract, and that was I think
they're like, "Come on, girl,
I think that was part of the deal of her leaving to have the baby, which is fine. You can't stop her for not having a baby. You can't stop her for not having a family. That's
right, exactly.
So showing back. As long as she came back, it's fine. But
she had a bad attitude when she first came back.
But I just don't see Charlotte not losing the belt at WrestleMania. Now, granted, I've seen many times people do not want to lose the belt at WrestleMania and then lose the belt like 2 weeks later or something stupid. So I can definitely see it happen, but hopefully it happens because other than that, who can you see other than that? Even the people that might hopefully coming back, like Bayley and Lacey Evans, you see them beating Charlotte Flair? No.
I would say Bayley because I think Bayley's really good.
Bayley's good, but I've seen a couple of TikTok videos, and they make a point that her finish move is the corniest finish move ever. That belly suplex. Come on, she can come up with something much better than that.
Bayley to belly.
Belly.
Well, she has the rose plant one now. That new finishing maneuver she had called the rose plant.
Yeah, she did have something else. I can't remember. I just can't remember what it is right now. I gotta look it up. But yeah, then you have other people you have other girls who've been around. You don't really see much. Dakota Kai. She's been around.
Oh, I love Dakota Kai.
Yeah, I like her pink hair. But she don't really hear much from her. She's on NXT, right? She's still on NXT, and she's still. I gotta start watching NXT. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Speaking of NXT, a lot of the NXTers are getting new names because I think that they might be ready to approach the main roster.
Probably.
What's her name? Casey Catanzaro, Ricochet's girlfriend. Her name is now Katana. Katana, like the weapon. Like Katana.
It's a girl from Mortal Kombat, so I guess she's gonna join with that Xia Li.
Xia Li, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's somebody else who got a name change. I just can't remember who. But I know the Casey Catanzaro one was, oh God, who was it? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's driving me crazy.
So yeah, I did see an article, but I wasn't going to bring it up in the thing. But I did see an article about a lot of name changes are coming up, which I thought was kind of dumb.
Well, they don't want to. I heard that they were trying to trademark Doudrop's real name, Piper Niven.
I did hear that. I did hear something like that. Yeah. I heard.
I think that would be better.
I heard people did not like the fact that she's not using her name. I heard people look at.
I don't like that.
I don't like Doudrop.
Kaylee Ray. That's who the name change.
Oh yeah, Kaylee Ray. Yes. One of the girls with Manny Rose. Yes, I did see that. I'm looking at NXT's female roster. I was like Amari Miller. Okay.
Who the hell is that?
Yeah, Cora Jade. I heard Cora Jade.
Cora Jade. Yes.
Elektra Lopez. Okay, all right. How you doing?
You know who's really cute? Nikki Lyons. Look her up.
Nikki Lyons? Is it the girl
Yeah.
that's doing the splits
Nikita Lyons. Sorry,
Yeah,
Nikita.
that's the girl doing the splits on people's faces.
Yes, with the
Hit
big
me
butt.
any day, baby. You can hit me any day. I'll let you go over anytime you want, baby. Yeah. Kaden Carter. Oh, she looks good.
Mm.
Got a good look to her. So I like girls with their looks. Like I like the girls with the looks. I mean, I like that. Like
I will say this much: Mandy Rose is beautiful, but Toxic Attraction.
Yeah. Mandy Rose is. I love her with dark hair.
I do too.
freaking
She
love
looks
her with dark hair.
great.
I think she's awesome.
They
with dark
have
hair.
too many girls that are blonde.
Yes,
to be
I'm
honest
not a
with
big
you.
blonde. I don't like blondes.
I don't either.
Zoe Stark. Who the hell is Zoe Stark?
No clue.
No clue. Yeah, I gotta start watching NXT. I gotta start recording it. Yeah, I have like 5 shows now taping on my damn DVR. I think they fill up every weekend. I got to start like. And my DVR setup it only holds 5 episodes or some crap like that. I think.
Oh, that sucks.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't see. What do you see the future in the women's division? Do you see who do you see?
I hope that they don't unify the women's titles.
No, yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. You're absolutely right. I totally agree. The women's titles need to be separate. Definitely.
Yeah. I think this should be a Raw and a SmackDown for that one.
I definitely I don't mind the championship being unified. I don't really mind the tag teams. The only problem with the tag teams is, like we were saying, we need more tag teams to do that. You only have 4 or 5 that we can think of offhand. I'm going to think about some more. But yeah, definitely not the women's. And I definitely don't want you guys getting rid of the Intercontinental and the U.S. Championship. You should definitely still keep them, because
those are stepping stones.
Exactly what I was going to say. Stepping stones. So you definitely want to keep them, because that's how it was back in the days. People who were going to build up to whatever they were going to build up to got the Intercontinental title first. Then you moved up into it was a different tier. Now it's
just like Bret Hart. Yeah.
Now the tiers are NXT and the main roster. Before, it was to get the Intercontinental title. Once you get the title, they move up to the championship. Which is interesting, because people like the Miz has won an Intercontinental title like 6 times,
right?
I think he won the championship like once.
3,
was it 3?
2 or 3 times.
No,
he won. Yeah, he won from Drew McIntyre. Remember, he cashed in his Money in the Bank that he got from Otis.
Oh, that's right. Yes. And they won it years ago. Didn't he win it years ago?
Yeah, at WrestleMania. But he lost it he was a transitional champ.
Yeah.
Like he was again this time.
Yeah, that's what Finn Balor was. That's what Finn was. He was a transition for Theory. So yeah. Yeah, I guess they're still using those storylines too. But I guess that's probably business, kind of like the way they do it.
Yeah.
How they do a business, which makes sense. I mean, it's fine. I understand.
Whatever happened to the European Championship? Is that like
I think D'Lo still has it. Yeah, I think D'Lo still has it. I don't think he gave it up. But D'Lo Brown had it for so many long. I think D'Lo took it with him. That was a joke. Sorry. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, last time I saw it was D'Lo Brown had it. I don't know. He was doing his neck thing. And
D'Lo Brown, yeah.
I like D'Lo Brown. I like D'Lo. D'Lo was good. D'Lo was good. D'Lo is definitely one of those he should definitely be one of those
underrated.
It definitely was underrated. It definitely he should be Hall of Fame. He could definitely be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, who else? But yeah, I don't see much. I mean, the women's division don't see much, especially now when you have now she lost to Bianca. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, Charlotte is just, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Charlotte. That's the problem. I'm not a big fan of Charlotte.
I'm not a huge fan, but I like her gimmick. I do like her gimmick.
Gimmick is her
I
father.
think she should
drop her gimmick?
I was just gonna say, I think she should drop the flair like she did when she first came to WWE.
They put so much on her as the flair as flair and everything.
Flair royalty.
You can't take it away. Like I said, like we said last time, you got several names in the business. You're not gonna go away from McMahon, Flair, Rhodes. Hart. You're not gonna go through those names.
Steiner.
Not so much Steiner.
Johnson. His Rock Johnson, Dwayne the Rock Johnson's
daughter. That's
in NXT.
Yeah, where is she at? Is she on the roster? What's her name?
Not on the roster yet. I don't know what her name is, but I know her first name is Simone.
That's right. Yeah, Simone.
Her normal. Yeah.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what goes on. But the thing is, to me, If The Rock is my father, I stay far the fuck away from wrestling
Oh yeah.
because you're not gonna be able to be your father.
No,
There's
you would
no
have
way.
to fill some big old
Like
shoes.
if like because now they're saying Triple H's daughter is training. I'm like no, like no.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. I just read today. Yeah, I just read a little art, a little nipset saying, a little tidbit saying that she's starting to train, but she wants Vince's job. And I'm like,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, that's not
Um,
gonna happen.
there was comments of Undertaker's daughter playing around the Ring of Honor.
Really?
Yeah, that's his young daughter. Um, but yeah, I mean, the women's division is not what it used to be. I know we're probably saying the same thing over and over again, but it's just I don't see much coming out of it soon. I don't see much improvement soon.
They're too focused on the men.
They're not going to do another evolution anytime soon because I don't think they females to do it. I mean, they have
No.
the females they have, but like, what are you going to do? Like, I mean, most of the matches on that were like, there was a trio match, a 6-man tag. There was a tag match, and a battle royal to fit everybody in.
Yeah.
So that a couple single matches were good, but like there's not many. You can have a bunch of single matches. That's fine, but you're not gonna have You're not gonna have another battle royal. It's not enough, unless you bring everybody back.
Right.
Like you bring Molly Holly and Ivory back. I mean, other than that, like, I mean, how many times can you really bring them back? How many times can you really bring the legends in? How many times can you really count on legends to fill in the spots that you don't have because you released so many people in the last like 2 years? It's not even funny. Like you could, you.
I'm sorry, but I agreed with the Nia Jax release. She was hurting way too many people.
I have no problem with Nia Jax being released. Nia Jax was very same thing with Braun Strowman. It was like, all right, what else can you do with him? But
Right.
the thing I can't
She couldn't
stand about it,
move.
but the thing that I can't stand about what pisses me off is like you get rid of somebody like Nia Jax and then you bring somebody in like Doudrop. You get rid of Braun Strowman.
You
but then
can only have
almost.
one plus size on the
Yeah, and it's just
roster.
like,
That's crap.
Yeah, I understand, but whatever. It is what it is. But like, it's just
Vince hates women.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but like, yeah. Well, he didn't like being called. He hated her being called Becky Two Belts. I know that, which I thought was hysterical.
That was funny.
He hated Becky Two Belts. I mean, you know what? It fucking worked. You made my office. Shut the fuck up and deal with it.
Exactly. You're bringing in money.
Belt is what you keep to use up your pants. I mean, shut up, dude. You just market Becky Two Belts. So shut the fuck
Two
up.
belts, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how the women's go and all that stuff, and we'll go from there. But I'm not really looking forward to it. But anyway, moving on from that, what's your predictions coming up for women's? Who do you think is the surprise person of the whole roster to win the women's belt in the next year? Who do you think is going to be a surprise person with the belt?
A surprise person with the belt?
Yeah, who do you think is going to be other than Becky, Ronda, and
right? I would love to see Liv get it. She's really come a long way.
I can see Bayley getting it when she comes back.
Oh yeah, Bayley.
I could definitely see Bayley getting it. Maybe Bayley might get one of the belts. I think I could see Bayley going after Bianca Belair. I could definitely see that going.
I can see that too, and that storyline never really got finished because Bayley got hurt.
Yeah, so we'll see. But all right, with that note being said, we'll probably go head out because we did talk for a while. Hopefully,
yes, we did.
So like we said, we're trying to do this on a weekly basis. It's a little late this week because we had some issues. I can say we have a copy for next week. We're going to talk about. We're going to compare both rosters. We're going to talk about the Raw roster, SmackDown roster. Who we think is better, who we don't think is better, who should move to this show, and this should move to that show. Who could be best?
I'm gonna take notes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See who could be best for to go against like Roman Reigns, because obviously you got now Roman Reigns having the one belt, and as of right now, who knows by next week. But we'll see how it is. We're going to compare it to next week. So next week we're going to do our regular show, and that's for our notes next week and compare rosters. And probably the week after that, we'll probably be doing our prediction show for WrestleMania Backlash. Hopefully by that Wednesday, the whole card is available. So yeah,
they do that at the last minute too, which is really annoying.
And some of those last minute matches on WrestleMania did not need, like, seriously.
Right.
But anyway, so hopefully we're gonna. So if you want, please follow us on. We have a group page which I'm trying to build. Is always Monday night. We have a group page always midnight. And like I said, you can follow us on iTunes and Spotify and iHeart and everything else wherever you go. Please share if you like our show. Share to everybody, whoever likes wrestling, so we can get our name out there. And with that being said, I will say good night, Tina. Good night, Tina. Talk to you later.
Good night, Chris. We'll see you later.
All right, everybody. Good night, bye, and everybody stay safe.
Love you, bye.